So, alright, so first and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakodash. We say, Double personal Eloh's agreements and rule, teachers are personal truth, and we see salutations, so they accumulate push within our truth and sincerity, day in and day out, and the concern the in season or season, we say Shalom. And once again, going into a video here, and this basically touching upon this clip. I will play the clip. I'm going to play the clip first.
Alright, I just want to highlight on this panel right here. This panel is a group of 5 women, and they're talking about relationships, blah, blah, blah. And on this particular panel, they talk about how every woman should have a whole phase. And when one woman says that every woman should have a whole phase, every last one of these women said, yes, they should. And I just want to say that men get a bad rap in the black community. They say, oh, the man, he left. Oh, he don't protect the woman. But we don't talk about the ignorance that is promoted and condoned amongst women. This is what happens very frequently amongst women. When you have problems in your household, you sit around with your friends. When you have issues with your children, you sit around with your friends and you don't identify that all of you all are dumb. All of you all are stupid. All of you all are ill-informed. So you keep making this cycle. I never forget, when you want to get some help, you got to go around some people that have some intelligence. You want to get some liberation, you got to go around some people that's going to challenge your thinking. Why would you sit around with a group of people that is dumb? Just saying dumb shit just like you. Thinking dumb just like you. It's like, oh man, I want to kill myself. Yeah, I think you should. I don't see why you should keep going. You know, like, come on, man. You don't need a whole phase. Alright, I just want to highlight on this.
Right, so that's basically the video there. And it was, and just as the title on top said, it say, watch as a panel full of black women glorifying being in their whole face. And I know the person went into context about the video. No, the video wasn't played, but reading
right here,
most likely it was true, right? You know what? I'm gonna play it here.
Yes. I had been with this guy for 5 years, so I wasn't really having sex with a lot of people. And so for one summer, I said, I'm going to do whatever I feel in the moment that I feel it. There was this time where I was at this bar having this meeting with this girl, and this bartender was just giving me the eyes and just kept giving me these blueberry mojitos or something. And the bar was kind of empty. So I was like, I'm going to go use the bathroom. And I'm like, there's no toilet paper in the bathroom. There was. I was like, there's no toilet paper in the bathroom. And so he's like, oh, okay, I got you. And so...
This is a good story.
And so he come to get me the toilet paper and we end up in the freezer. In the freezer.
I got married young, and so it's like, it's kind of hard to hoe at 40. You know what I mean? Like, it's a little harder to hoe. I know a lot of hoes.
I want to hear.
As you're talking about it hard to be a hoe at 40 and the rest of them will know it is. You know, this is the kind of conversation that you get from these Israelite women. They ain't talking about nothing to help each other. They ain't talking about nothing good. They're just basically speaking about wickedness, evil, and they promote it to the younger generation. There's a majority of these young women. They glorifying what? To be a hoe. They glorifying to be a harlot, right? Because they're seeing this bigger woman who's supposed to be showing them the right way, doing what? Glorifying being in their whole phase, glorifying a whole phase, or glorifying being a hoe, right? She mentioned about, she with one man and then she wasn't sleeping wrong, and then she went and meet a bartender. That is just to show you the kind of woman that they're dealing with, and that is why it's such an important thing to stay away from these women. Now, as you can see, it's a group of women, right? Now, before I continue, I would like to bring a scripture. They see the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 42, verse 12. It says, behold not everybody's beauty, and sit not in the midst of women, for from garments cometh a moth, and from women wickedness. And that is what it is get from women, wickedness, right? Especially when they sit in a group, they're talking, they look up a woman, go tell you the kind of person
about your whole thing.
How these women dress, what your hairstyle, it have a look. It have a look, right? And don't bypass that. Don't bypass that particular look. And the men know it is we're talking about. The heavy makeup, the eyebrows, the eyelids, being done, the nails, the certain way. There's look that just watching them and dealing with them, you're gonna be what? They're gonna be trouble, So as the scripture said, behold not everybody's beauty, and sit not in the midst of women. Sit not in the midst of women. I say, for from garments cometh a moth, and from woman wickedness. For from garments cometh a moth, and from woman wickedness. And from woman wickedness, because what's this kind of conversation they are having about a whole phase, about this, and that is what there's be in the midst of these women. When these women congregate together, they ain't going to speak about nothing good. They ain't going to speak about the Lord. They ain't going to talk about what this to do for the husband, what they should do to better their lives. Something along those things. What they're talking about is being a whole sleeping around, how a man should be, and so forth and so on, as the scripture said. And from woman wickedness. So in the midst of woman, that is what you're going to find. You're going to find wickedness, right? They say better is the churchlessness of a man than a courteous woman. A woman, I say, which bringeth shame and reproach. And that is what these women is bringing. Is bringing shame and reproach. Now, just imagine one of these women that's speaking here is your wife, or somebody that you're going that you're mingling with, or you're active with, and they're on here talking about our whole face and they're glorifying it. And just like how the first commenter in the video said, there were no women there to correct that situation. All of them, they continue to do what? They continue to clap. There was clapping, that we are hearing. And we played the next video and we heard it. So that's why it's such an important, as the scripture says, and from woman wickedness, right? And from woman wickedness. Let me go to. Let me just jump back up to verse 11. Right? They say, keep a sure watch over a shameless daughter, lest she make thee a laughing stock to thine enemies, and a byword in the city, and a reproach among the people, and make thee ashamed before the multitude. And that is what majority of these women is do. They make you ashamed. They make you a laughing stock, because again, Esau is. Let's say something to this. Esau has used these women. There's a reason why Esau given these type of women this platform, right? And making them say these things, because they know this is the image that they want put out for the Israelite woman. And the Israelite women they do like nothing different. They love to hear these women speak about being hoes, being harlots, sleeping around, going to Dubai to be shit on and so forth. That's what they love. So that's why it say, keep a sure watch over a shameless daughter, lest she make thee a laughing stock to thine enemies, and a byword in the city, and a reproach among the people, and make thee ashamed before the multitude. Right? Because this is how important it is to have a good woman. Right? We got a scripture here. We'll go to the book of Proverbs. We'll go to the book of Proverbs chapter 12 verse 4, right? It say, a virtuous woman is a crown to her husband, but she that maketh ashamed is as rottenness in his bones. That is where this again, that is where again for majority of this woman outside here. What they're going to do is make you ashamed, right? Because imagine you're a man, right? You working hard, coming home from a long days of work, you're dealing with the enemy on a daily basis, and you're coming home to a woman that watching these kind of things, and she going and perpetrate the things that she watching. She going and act off the things she watching. This woman telling, if a man can't do this for you leave him and horn him, or cheat on him and all these things. That is the kind of things these women do. It's a reason why all the women that be acting this way, they look the same. They have that same particular look, that same spirit on them, right? So that would say a virtuous woman is a crown to her husband, but she that make it ashamed is a rottenness in his bones. Yeah, rottenness in bones. You're like a cancer, like a sickness. That is what a wicked woman is. A man, a wickedness, like a cancer to him. So let me jump to our next scripture here, Proverbs 31 verse 10. It say, who can find a virtuous woman, for her price is far above rubies. That is to show you how, and it's a question mark, right? It's a question. So it's a question, right? It say, who can find a virtuous woman? A question mark. Who can find a virtuous woman? Let's just look up the word virtuous. Virtuous. Right? It's a virtuous. Sorry. It's a virtuous. It's a strength, might, efficiency, well it's a, let me see if I find a better. No. Let me get a better meaning. Let me go to, no, the one I was reading was basically the same thing, but alright, so virtuous. It say having or showing high moral standards. Having or showing high moral standards. No, are these women here that speaking, are they virtuous women? No, they are not, because they have no moral standards. They have no high moral standards. What they have is being a whore. Being a whore. Is that a virtuous woman? No. Right? It's a virtuous. It's a morally right. Morally right. And by being morally right, you know these women are off. They are not virtuous, right? You know what you big one in the middle talk, yo. Anyway, so as it said, it say, who can find a virtuous woman, for her price is far above rubies. And I should show you how rare it is too to find a virtuous woman. So that we say, for her price is far above rubies. Far above rubies. Her worth, that virtuous woman worth, is far above rubies. What kind of conversation these women having? Right? So let's go back. Now let me play the second video here.
I'm in the middle of it. No, I love a good hoe phase. I'm a believer of after breakup hoe phase. Nice. Yeah, especially that. That was my.
Yo, this is such a crazy thing, because what you saying she enjoy her whole phase. You know, and hey, these women going outside and they finding these simp men, right? These simp men to do these things too. And the feeling, and there are other men who rushing behind these women, giving them the money and so forth. So that is why they can come and speak this way, you know, proud. Right?
Last one before this one, which was really great. Jamaica hoe phase, which was great. I booked a solo trip, but at one point I had gone and got a massage, and I came back to the bar, and then I turn around and there's this like Winston from House of Company, like muscular, chocolate, white teeth, everything was working, and I wasted literally no time. From the time that we met, it was until the time I was walking with him back to my room, it was maybe 15 minutes. Wow. That to me is hell. You know what irks my nerve about a lot of y'all women who are lost, okay, with that nasty. I'm in the middle of it. No, I love a good hoe phase. I'm a believer of after breakup hoe phase. Nice. Yeah, especially that. That was my last.
So again, what your size? What your type of woman speaking these kind of evil things? You know, these kind of evil things. Talking about she believe in her whole phase right after a breakup or in the middle or whatever it may be, right? And let me go to. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 26, and I read from verse 7. It says, an evil wife is a yoke shaken to and fro. He that had hold of her is as though he held a scorpion. And that is what the man that had these women here, or the men that deal with this woman, dealt with these women had. It's like holding a scorpion, a danger to her. At any moment, she bites her and she spread that venom. You know, some men lose their life dealing with this kind of woman. Right? Let's say a drunken woman and a gatherer abroad A drunken woman and a gather abroad caused great anger, and she will not cover her own shame. And that is, hey, can't cover your own shame. Feel this woman am ashamed? You know, I heard someone recently said it's time to bring back shame. These women don't care. Watch how bold they speak these evil things about our whole face, and they're clapping. Hey.
Middle of it.
It said verse 9. No, this is what I was talking about too. That is the spirit, because watch where the video pause and watch who the video pause upon, right? Watch the look of her, right? So let's go to verse 9. It said the whoredom of a woman may be known in her haughty looks and eyelids, and that is what I was mentioning before, the look of a woman, right? A man of substance, a man of virtue, a righteous man, let me put it like this, a righteous man, he would not in his right mind put himself with these type of women who looking like this. Because when you, as the scripture say, the whoredom of a woman may be known in her haughty looks and her eyelids. That is what I mentioned before. They have a particular look. They have a way that is dressed. They have a way that is do the hair. A way that is do the face. You know, and you can tell that this woman is a whore. You know, as I say, with that spirit, because watch how she clapping and she's screaming, and all the rest of women there, what they're talking about is being whores. So let's go to the third video now.
Women that come out here with those nasty.
It was maybe 15 minutes. Wow. I love to be as hell. Yeah, I love that.
You know what irks my nerve about a lot of y'all women who are lost, okay, with that nasty old wolf pussy. Y'all come to social media and y'all teach these young women that it's okay to have a whole phase. Now let me share something with you. I agree that women should have whole phase. I agree they should. They should have a whole phase, but with your husband. I agree women should have a whole phase, but with your husband. But because a lot of y'all old women that come out here with those nasty wolf pussies getting in here talking about, I'm having a whole phase at 40. I'm having a whole phase at 30. Son, let me share something with you, okay? Let me share something with you. That's all you can be is a hoe.
You see, no, she right about that is all they could be, a hoe. It has nothing different. It has nothing to come out from a woman other than being a hoe. No. She said she also said something to be in your whole face for your husband. Nah, leave all those stuff for the whores. Be a good woman to your husband. Don't be no hoe towards your husband. Be a good woman towards your husband, because being in a whole face towards your husband, it could only mean one thing. That is an evil thing. Why would you want to be that for your husband? Now I know the context he's trying to draw it too, but hey, yo, separate this. A righteous woman those things should not be coming out of the mouth. No, as you can see, this woman head cover, you know, and so forth, right? Telling these women to cover their head, they didn't want to do that, but nonetheless. So continuing the scripture, it says, if thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly, lest she abuse herself through over much liberty. And that is what these women have, and they have liberty. They have all this liberty that they can talk all these bullshit, you know, all this wicked stuff. Right? So let's jump to verse 14. You look at Sirach chapter 26, verse 14. They say, a silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord, and there is nothing so much worth as a mind well instructed. And these women, they are not well instructed, because they wouldn't be speaking these things. But the scripture says, a silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord. Are these women silent and loving? No. They say what she's talking about. 50.
No, I love a good hoe phase. I'm a believer of after.
Limp. Yo, this shit crazy. Right? Sometimes you gotta call it as it is. You gotta call it as it is. Say, I call a speed a speed. You say, a silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord, and there is nothing so much worth as a mind well instructed. A shamefaced and faithful woman is a double grace, and a continent mind cannot be valued. So as I say, a shamefaced and faithful woman is a double grace. Are these women shamefaced? And all these women are agreeing with it? No, they are not. They are not. And they will be counted as a dog. Right? It says a shamefaced and faithful woman is a double grace, and her continent mind cannot be valued. Right? Let me jump to verse 22. Sirach chapter 26 verse 22 will say, "And harlot shall be accounted as spittle." So that is what these women are. They are whores, harlots. They will be counted as spit. You know? But a married woman is a tower against death to her husband. A wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man, but a godly woman is given to him that feareth the Lord. Right? So as verse 22 say, "And harlot shall be accounted as spittle." As spit. That is what you women are. Spit. Shit. Talking about a whole face and all the rest of women clapping. Here. That's how wicked these women truly are outside there. Let me enter to the scripture here, because Sirach chapter 25 verse 20. Let me read verse 24. It says, "Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die." Right? Through her we all die. I'm going to read verse 19. It says, "All wickedness is but little. To the wickedness of a woman, let the portion of a sinner fall upon her." That is where it's going with these women. Just straight out wickedness. As I started with the first Sirach, it said what? In the midst of woman coming to a wickedness. That is where you're going to get when women sit down to congregate, they sit down to talk, have these podcasts. It's just wickedness you're going to speak about. You know, I have our next video to do, and it's going into the same thing. You know, going into a different podcast, a different scenario, but along those lines, right? So, hey, with that, we give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakodash. We say double honors, apostles and elders of great most, and rule over our teachers of apostle in truth, and we see salutations, so the act, you must push you with no truth and sincerity, day in and day out, in the country, day in season and season, we say, Shalom.